So let's talk scalpers. I hate them, you hate them. Pretty much everybody hates scalpers. So why am I talking about scalpers? Because I got home like an hour and a half, 2 hours ago about from Target, and I actually came across quite a few scalpers while at Target. Like, yeah, we were like actually looking at like the Pokemon cards, stuff like that. And then there's other like grown men. Like, I'm a grown man myself, yes. But these are the other grown men were scalpers. And we could tell they were scalpers because they were like talking about the Destined Rivals set. They had a lot of packs of Destined Rivals. That was the only set they had, single pack wise. But other than like, the Destined Rivals packs, they had like Cynthia, Charizard, and Mewtwo themed boxes, like, where you get like a something like a giant Mewtwo card or like a specific free guaranteed card, and as well as like a coin, a few other packs. They had those too at Target. The scalpers didn't acknowledge those boxes. They only acknowledged the Destined Rivals packs. So that's how that's how we knew immediately. They're scalpers. They're not like actual collectors. Now, I myself am actually a collector of Pokemon cards. For those who are new to the channel, or for those, who have been around and just haven't seen it, I actually do collect Pokemon cards myself. Like, I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh card collector, obviously, if you couldn't tell, because again, like, one Yu-Gi-Oh deck, you could tell that's one Yu-Gi-Oh deck. And, a Pokemon themed deck box. It's a Pokemon themed deck box because I was at GameStop last year when I got it, and I like the evolutions. I thought it was cool, so I got it. And it's a deck box, so of course I'm going to get it to put my deck in. Then another deck. So 2 decks. Three decks, minus the token. 3 decks. So yeah, I have my Twin Shadow deck, which I do plan on like turning into my Twin Snake Eye deck, because again, I don't use the Shadow cards anymore in Master Duel, because my main deck now is Live Twin Snake Eye. So this deck right here, it's going to be going from Twin Shadows to Twin Snake Eye. And if you watch my Master Duel videos, you would know. And that's not like all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I've got too. Like, I've got this big ass fucking binder full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. Like a fucking whole ass binder full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And again, this is still not all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I've got. Like, I've got like a shit ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like scattered all over the place. I got a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards scattered all over the place. Like, I've got a bunch of like cards in this, Sun and Moon Unified Minds box. Like, just a whole bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh, random Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I've got even more cards scattered like all over the place in my room. Not like all, not quite literally all over the place, but I have them in like different areas in my room. So I've got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Which, yeah, mostly a Yu-Gi-Oh collector. And again, what I just showed, not all of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have. I got a lot more. And I plan on getting even more in the future, of course. But I also do like collect Pokemon cards as well. Now I do have some cards and sleeves and, you know, card protectors. You know, ones that are like valuable to me, because there's different types of value more than monetary value, you know. And I'm talking from a sentimental value standpoint, which is why, like, I have all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have. Like, yes, I could sell like most of them and still have plenty of cards and make money off it. Yes, I can. But I haven't, and the reason for that is because the reason why I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh after many, many years is because my mom's boyfriend at the time I started collecting 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago now actually, let me get back into it. Like, he bought me my first 51 cards. And he's the reason why I started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards a few years ago. And now that I haven't really seen him for like 2 years almost, like, those cards kind of grew in sentimental value to me. And that's kind of like why I haven't gotten rid of any of them at all yet. So, yeah. But yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I do have some sleeved Pokemon cards as well as the sleeved cards in protectors. I have a Trainer Gallery Arezu around somewhere. I forgot where I put it, but I do have it somewhere. I paid like a little over $5 for it. It was well worth it because I fucking love Arezu. I love Arezu. So I was willing to pay that price. Why? Because I love Arezu. So, yeah. But anyways, I have a first edition, like, old school Chikorita from, like, back in the Johto days. Like, obviously got Chikorita. I've got a Trainer Gallery Dedenne with one of the characters from XY. Both the game and the anime. Like, this was gifted to me by my little sibling, you know, the one I talked about in my video yesterday. That, you know, the one that basically gets me most of the games I make videos on. Yeah, this was a gift from that sibling. I didn't ask them for this or anything at all. They just bought it for me. They told me about it, and when it came in, obviously I sleeved it, put it in the card protector. It's been in there ever since. This Emolga is quite literally the oldest card I own. I have had this card for like a decade, maybe even longer than a decade. That's how long I've had this Emolga. This was also a gift from my sibling. And of course, I just mentioned that it was like, I've had it for like over a decade. Yeah. So my little sibling was quite young. Like, not even a teenager yet when I got this. So I kept that. These two I actually got from PAX last year on my 25th birthday. I got these last year from PAX. Pulled them. And, yeah, obviously I sleeved them, put them in protector. Yeah. Sure. Sorry about that, but yeah. And then this Gardevoir EX was a gift from my brother. Like, he didn't want it, so, and he's like, you know what? he's like, you know what, you like Gardevoir? Here, have it. So obviously I sleeved it, put it in the card protector. And again, I do have a trainer gallery, a Resi around here somewhere. I have no idea where it is. But I do have one. And like I've also got like same with like my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I have like a bunch of like Pokemon cards just around my room. Like I have a bunch myself. So I got some in like in the Zekrom Pikachu team up box, you know, that. And then I've got like a tin right here that's got like some Pokemon cards. So I myself am a collector of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards. And I'm probably thinking, well, what does that have to do with scalpers and stuff like that? And why did I show off all that stuff? The reason I showed all that is because scalpers don't care about any of that. It's all about, you know, making money to them. And if these scalpers are like charging out the ass for like sometimes double, maybe even triple the price, like people like me or my little sibling, we can't collect those, or even especially little kids, you know, the target demographic for, you know, Pokemon stuff. They can't get their hands on any of these cards because these grown men are charging out the ass for like even a single pack or like a single card. And it's just infuriating that, you know, people like me or others who actually do want to enjoy like collecting the stuff, we can't because of grown men like that just ruining the hobby. But yeah, there was a little girl with her dad at Target getting packs. And I'm pretty sure that if, you know, what? But yeah, as I was saying, there was a dad and his child daughter also at the card section looking as well. Just hi, Atreus. Like, he was talking to we were talking to him, he was talking to us, like, we were having, like, a friendly conversation, and then all of a sudden, here comes just a few grown men, like, going, no, that's the rivals, or get whatever has the most packs, you know, stuff like that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there is quite literally a dad with his child daughter right in front of you, and you're talking about fucking seeing what has the most packs so you can fucking scalp it online for like triple price so you can make a profit. And, you know, people who actually want to enjoy this stuff can't, because you want to be an absolute piece of shit. Oh, and by the way, Target does in fact have a limit as to how many of a certain item you can buy. And they themselves, we heard it very clearly. They were like, well, we don't have to follow the rules. Look, yeah, good luck fucking telling that to the police, motherfucker. Like, the store has that rule so to stop people like you from ruining things for people who actually want to enjoy said thing. That's why the rule is in place. And if you want to if anybody wants to try to defend otherwise, try telling that to the police, you know? The store can enforce whatever rules it wants, and if you don't want to follow those rules, you can leave the store. The police will absolutely 100% say, well, you don't want to follow the rules, you can leave the store or you get trespassed. And I was also given permission. I was also given permission from my little sibling to show off like cards they have, their cards. So obviously, got their binder right here. Let me, like, just. And this is also from like years of collecting as well on their part. So not just mine, but theirs as well. Like obviously, like you got like all kinds of stuff. You got a fucking like gold Charizard EX. Like, yeah, that card on its own, absolutely fucking pricey. And you've bet your ass that people are fucking scalping that card on its own. Because, of course, it's Charizard. Of course they're gonna fucking scalp it. An Arceus V-Star on top of that. Like, Arceus V-Star. Like, hold on, let me. Arceus V-Star. Like, stuff like that. And like there's not just like new cards and stuff like here. There's old stuff like Dark Charizard. Fucking Dark Charizard. Oh. Dark Charizard right there. There's like again, there's not just new cards in here. This is like a bunch of like old stuff too. So it's like, yeah. So again, this is like years worth of collecting on top of that. And the old cards were given to my little sibling from our aunt. That cards that our aunt had when she was a kid back in the 90s. So you know that shit is vintage. Which brings me back to my point that, there's more than just monetary value. There's also sentimental value. Yeah, and that trainer gallery full art Dedenne I showed off. Yeah, there it is. They have it too. Like, the reason why the sibling gave me the same Dedenne they have, because they knew I wanted this Dedenne. I wanted this Dedenne, so they bought me one, so I had the Dedenne. And obviously, you saw that I do in fact take care of my stuff. I do collect, I do take care of it, So, yeah, all of that is like, yeah, we actually do enjoy, collecting and all that. And this isn't like, this video isn't being made to brag, saying, oh, look at all the stuff we got. It's not about that. It's saying that, it's showing that we love, we enjoy actually collecting these cards and all that. Unlike the people who just buy, mass amounts just to fucking sell them for outrageous prices. So, people who actually do want to enjoy them can't. And so they can make money and just continue the process. So, yeah, they want to fucking just ruin it for people. But, yeah, it's really sad that there's these grown adults, by the way, grown-ass adults doing this shit. Oh, yeah. My little sibling, that sibling, we got 3 boxes, and again, not to scalp, because, they actually do enjoy collecting the cards. So, they bought 3 boxes because they like to collect the cards. They got a Dark terrestrialized Charizard EX from one of the boxes. They got Arvin's Mabostiff EX from the boxes. Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX from one of the boxes. Cynthia's Garchomp EX, which was guaranteed in the... Well, the Charizard, the Mewtwo, and the Garchomp were all, like, guaranteed with the box. So, like, those aren't really, like, pulls, but still got them regardless. And an Electivire EX. So, really only Arvin's Mabostiff EX and Electivire EX were, like, the only pulls my sibling got from the boxes and the packs. But, again, actually likes to enjoy collecting the cards. It's not about, you know, making money. With me, my sibling, or friends, or most people who actually fucking have a life and aren't sad, pathetic losers. So, yeah. We can't... Yeah, me, my sibling friend, other people, children especially, can't enjoy the hobby because people like this want to ruin it. Like, at least, like, yeah, stores are at least trying to, like, prevent scalping from happening. Pokemon themselves are trying to help prevent people from scalping. Obviously, it's not working because, as I said several minutes ago, the people were, like, you know, saying that the scalpers were, like, saying they don't have to follow the rule, which, unless you want to get kicked out of the store, possibly arrested, you really should. Because, again, that rule is set in place for a reason. And if you don't want to follow that rule, again, good luck telling that to the police. And it pains me how many videos a day are uploaded on the internet showing people like that. It's just like, why? Why must you ruin shit for people? And, like, yeah, what's the point? What's the point if they're gonna do that? Like, my sibling even said himself, it's just not, collecting just isn't fun anymore because of scalpers. And, again, it's not. Like, the only reason why I can tell you 100% that my Live Twin Shadow deck, about $200, maybe more, maybe less, I'm not exactly sure, but it took me about $200 to complete just this one deck. In almost 2 years worth of getting these cards to complete this deck. Which, again, I am going to switch out and make into Twin Snake Eye at some point. But, yeah. And you can pretty much guarantee that a good amount of these cards, quite on the pricey side. But I can tell you right now that out of all the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I have, like, in my possession, out of all of them, the most expensive card I have, the one I paid the most for online, is this Lightning Overdrive Kisa Kill Frost for a little over $11. Just this one card, a little over $11. I bought a $25 eBay gift card when I got it. Well, the day I ordered it, a little over 11 of that went to just this Kisa Kill Frost. Yeah. Scalpers. And believe it or not, that was actually the cheapest. It was actually the cheapest I could find the card at the time, because the time I ordered it and all that, and the time I got in the mail, there was no reprint for it. Obviously, later I have a second copy of it that was spent for a little over $1 on. But again, it wasn't reprinted yet, and that was the cheapest I could find it. So, and I didn't know. Nobody knew if it was going to get reprinted or not. So it's like, do I get one? Do I get it for $11? Not knowing if it was ever going to get reprinted, or do I get a copy for even more? Yeah, so I just figured, you know what? Just so I have it, and just so I have more in the deck made, I got it. Like, yeah, I guess, and to some extent you could say it's my fault, but again, I didn't know it was going to get reprinted. Nobody did, so that could have been like the cheapest I could ever find that card. So I obviously got it just in case. And then I later find out that it's getting reprinted, and so I was like, oh. Well, now I feel stupid. But then I thought, oh yeah, that's right. Didn't know, so how would I have known? But yeah, it's just sad that we now have to spend an outrageous amount of money just to, get one product for a TCG or something like that. Again, and here's the thing too. I was also looking at they actually also had Magic the Gathering, so they had the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering decks and all that stuff. I'm not kidding. The actual Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering stuff. They had actual decks too. $75. Yeah. Yeah, it comes with a deck box, a bunch of cards, stuff like that. Stuff for, actual players. But I feel like another reason why it's that much, because I'm pretty sure you could get, I'm pretty sure you could just, get the deck box, all that separately from the deck itself, but the cards themselves, even now, it's not really worth $75. The reason why I feel like a big reason why it's that much, other than, it being a limited collaboration and all that, it's because of scalpers, trying to prevent people from scalping it. It's not working, because while I was at Target, we were looking around, all that, I looked on eBay for the exact same deck I was looking at, which was the Terra one from Final Fantasy VI. People were charging around $150, $200 for that. I'm not kidding. I'm like, what the fuck? And so it's like, oh man. And I even said, I would, if I got that Terra deck, I would get back into playing Magic the Gathering. Because as a kid and a teenager, I did play Magic the Gathering. I did play it, I enjoyed it. But, and then I stopped playing because, the cards and decks I did have got ruined. So I was like, can't really use those cards because they got ruined. So, yeah. I didn't get back into Magic the Gathering because of that. But if I did get, that Terra deck, and the reason why I wanted the Terra deck specifically was because that deck, from what I saw in the box, utilizes the graveyard. And if you watch my Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel videos, my decks actually do utilize the graveyard. Most specifically, my Life Twin. And, the White Forest deck. So, those utilize the graveyard. So, I'm like, this is a deck I would use. I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy. I'm I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy VI, but the deck just sounded like something I would actually play. So I'm like, you know what? And then I saw it was $75, and then I looked on eBay, saw people are charging even more for that. And so I was like, ugh. And then yeah, just it's ridiculous. You can't even enjoy things anymore, man. People like to ruin it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Let me know what you think of Scalpers. Feel free to like tell me some videos of like, you know, scalpers like actually like doing what they do. Because I will make videos on that, you know. So feel free to do that. Thanks for watching, listening to me ramble. And yeah, it's depressing.